What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and no matter how many times I say them, I never get sick of throwing out my 3 favorite words into a conversation.
Kiss my ass.
No, that's actually only my 2nd favorite 3-word phrase. My favorite one is actually this.
I told you. Yep. I told you.
Isn't there something just primally satisfying about being able to remind someone that you've been right all along? Well, folks, that's what we get to do with Dragon Age the Veilguard now. The game is 3 days away from release, and a shitload of leaks have been dropping. There are scenes from the game coming out showcasing the non-binary status of Tosh, the Canary from the Veilguard, and it's about as insufferable as you dare to imagine.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
Lots of corporate ass-kissers and Dragon Age defenders have been attempting to downplay the very clear signs that this game was going to be a woke-ass turd that is more interested in preaching a worldview than actually telling a story to its players. These people have repeatedly said, no, I'm going to try it anyway. All of these complaints are overblown, but now that the leaks are coming out, I'm sure this is roughly what they're thinking.
I feel like a idiot.
But for those of us who have been saying it all along that this game looks like shit, who have been pointing out that any game directed by someone who self-identifies as a queerosexual gendermancer, those of us who have been saying that, once we get done saying, I told you, we have only one more thing to say. Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter or X, or whatever you prefer to call it these days. I keep a list over there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to my account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But let's talk about a game that is absolutely on this list, and it looks like I was completely correct to add it. According to all the leaks that we're seeing from people who have gotten early access reviews of the game, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a woke turd that does not tell an immersive story. They spend too much time worrying about modern day issues for anyone to be immersed in the game. They drag players out of the experience kicking and screaming, talking about shit like non-binary stuff. This tweet right here from Nuri has a screenshot of what you can expect to get from this game. In the screenshot, you can see Nev and Tosh are talking, and Nev is saying, some of my friends talk about not feeling comfortable in their own skin, as a man, as a woman. And I'm going to pause right here for a second to give you an opportunity to join me in saying,
What the hell is wrong with you people?
for real, why would these idiots think that people want to play a game that talks like this? I guess that's a rhetorical question that I'm going to have to answer for myself. The problem that we have here, the disconnect that we see between these large game studios and actual gamers, is the fact that they, the studios, have built up in their minds an imaginary group of people who are just clamoring to spend a shitload of money on their products. But the problem is that nobody was making games for them before. They call this the modern audience. But for some reason, whenever they make games for this illusory group, it just hasn't translated into large sales volumes. But here is a quick clip from the game which highlights not only the woke, non-binary shit in it, but have a listen to the god-awful voice acting in this game. It's clear to me from this quick clip that we are dealing with developers that don't know what the hell they're doing. The only thing they care about is sending their progressive message out into the world. But here's the clip.
Jathan said to eat the fruit before it spoils.
I like the cookies better.
Everyone likes the cookies better.
I'll eat the fruit. Thank you, Avatash.
Panahe done. I'll see you soon.
So, the Dragon Hunter has a softer side.
The Kyun says you take care of people.
So, you're a little Kunari, a little Rivani, and a little dragon?
Yeah?
I get that.
Come on. I should tell my mother how Karash is doing.
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer.
You want to know what I think the most terrible part of that clip might be? Yeah, the voice acting is really bad, but the most terrible part is the fact that this is your choice in response to learning that Tosh has different components of her or his or whatever of that person's lifestyle from different cultures. You have to go along with this lifestyle. There's no disagreeing with the lifestyle. Basically, this is the queer osexual gendermancer director of the game forcing a non-binary mentality onto the player, forcing you to go along with what these people like to do. I mean, let's face it, Tosh is clearly a self-insert for these people. Tosh is obviously meant to be representative of this real-world lifestyle. And let me say this really fast. If you are someone who is non-binary or whatever, that's cool. If you're a non-binary person, I might not understand what you're talking about, but whatever makes you happy, go for it. You can believe whatever you want, and I will believe what I want, and it's all good. You do you. But forcing this shit into a game, into a AAA game, where millions of people are expected to buy it, doing that is just silly. This is a tiny fraction of the population that you're pandering for. There is only a tiny fraction of the population who looks at the world this way. And for everyone else, this is a major turnoff, because what we want to do when we play a Dragon Age game that has like this medieval setting, what we want to do is build a character, make them strong, and then fight a bunch of dragons and darkspawn and shit like that. We want to forget about the real world for a little while. We want to forget about real world issues like the non-binary thing. But stuff like this absolutely dissolves the illusion. It rips us out of the video game and puts us back into the real world, which is absolutely categorically what you should avoid as a storyteller. This is what they teach you to avoid on day one in serious writing classes. You should completely avoid any on-the-nose methods of talking about whatever you want to talk about. People consuming your story will never like it if you violently shove them out of the story by preaching at them, which is what we clearly have going on here. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of Dragon Age and drop all of your I told you so's into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.